I'm on a mission to recreate video games with realistic graphics, and almost a full year ago I recreated Wii Sports with insane graphics, and that video blew up. But I'm finally back and I worked my absolute hardest to make this video look as good as possible. I remade the whole mountain, added custom animations, and spent all my money just to add a tiny detail. But in that video, I missed a few games like tennis or boxing. I kinda left you guys hanging. So to fix this, I'm gonna keep you guys hanging. This was definitely one of my most ambitious projects, hence the reason why it took over a month, and not because I got bored and was doom scrolling the whole time. So we've got a list of sports in this game, and since it would take me a year to make every one of them, I've decided that I'm just gonna make the most popular ones in this video. So forget that the other ones exist, because I'm not making them. I'm looking at you in the comments right there. But before we start, let's take a look at this mountain. This took me so long to make because I went through multiple ways of how I should build it. First, I subdivided it to give it more detail, then I manually tried to sculpt it into a rock shape, but that ended up looking horrible, so I tried a different method. I downloaded a rock model on the internet and spent the next several hours copying and pasting them around until the island looked decent. Let's just say there's a reason I'm not an environment designer. But I added the volcano and changed the textures a little bit, and that was the end of phase 1. For the first game, we got Swordplay. Swordplay takes place in this cool looking stadium that is standing over water. Unfortunately for one of the players, they're gonna have to take a straight nosedive from like 30 feet. And to make things better, you've got hundreds of people watching you. Wii Sports is more brutal than we all thought. But the premise is for one player to knock the other person off by hitting them with their sword, whatever you call this thing. So I hopped into Blender and started making the scene. And I think it turned out pretty good. Let me know what you guys think. I love how the main platform turned out. I had to make a custom texture of the platform, which was the easiest thing ever. It's just a circle. But it wouldn't be me without adding my logo to literally everything for no reason. But the rest of the stadium looked amazing too. It took a bit to figure out, but the extra details like the metal poles and the lighting really made this thing look good. Now for the Miis. I already made them for my first Wii Sports video, so all I had to do was import them into the scene. Lucky for me, they kept the animation, so I only needed to place them in the seats. But something is wrong. I'm making these scenes look more realistic. These Miis look way too simple. In my first Wii Sports video, I tried to give the Miis a realistic look, but I didn't have the skills at the time. But now that it's been a year later, I should finally have improved enough to pull this off. For our Mii protagonist, I brought back the one from the baseball scene and fitted him up. But wait. This is Todd. Todd used to bully my man here back in middle school, but we're not gonna let this happen again. I want his money. Give me your money, Todd. Let's start this match up. Let's see that again. That'll show Todd. One thing you may have missed in this was all the ads I snuck in there. Some of them were just completely useless, and some of them were very necessary. 12th hour, I just want to talk. That's all I want to do. But one thing I wanted to see was whether AI improved in a year, because the last time I tried making an ad using AI, I ended up with this train wreck. So I gave it another shot, and it actually looks really good. Thumbs up, AI. Just don't steal my job. No. But that's all for Swordplay. The next game I'll be making is table tennis. Table tennis takes place in this side of the island, which we can see a huge hotel, a basketball court to the side, some palm trees, and of course a pool. To make this scene look good, I started by remaking the hotel, but something was off about it. It was way too flat. Take a look at this. For some reason in the original game it looks fine, but now that I give it better details, it just looks terrible. So all I did was add a few balconies which look good, but unfortunately for the people who live inside, there's no way to access it because the whole building kinda has no doors. But next I swapped the palm trees out and added some flowers around it. But I got really lazy with the flags. What I did was I added a plane, subdivided it, then I added a wave modifier so it looked like it's blowing in the wind because I was not gonna even attempt adding a cloth modifier with wind effects. That would take way too long. So we're just gonna pretend that these flags aren't moving in slow motion and we're gonna pretend that it looks good. But next we gotta dress our Mii for the table tennis match. Wii Sports Resort gives the player in this game mode a beach shirt, so I hooked him up with some of the finest beach clothes. And to all the Wii Sports fans out there, I had to make our opponent Matt. All was looking good until I came to this point. I now had to animate the scene. This was the whole reason why this video took so long, because I had no idea how I was going to animate these guys. They move around so much that I was a little overwhelmed, so I procrastinated doing this for the longest time. But I pushed through just for you guys and it turned out pretty good. I found an interesting trick, which was to first animate the individual parts of the body. I started with the racket swing where I solely animated just the rotation. I animated it rotating left and right for a normal swing and a backhand swing. Then I animated the body leaning right and left. Then animated the offhand, which kind of flails around for some reason. But once I did this, I combined them together to make a right and left swing. Then whenever the ball came towards us, depending on which side of us the ball is, I just copy and paste either the left or right swing. But that's not it, because I forgot about one part: the feet. The problem with this is foot sliding. Foot sliding is like when the character moves around but the foot doesn't stay planted and shifts around like it's sliding. It's a very common problem within animators and even shows up in my own projects. So I built our character in a weird way where I can move the upper body but the feet won't move. So for a boring 3 hours, I spent all my time moving the feet around. Once I was done with that, I added grass, but I hate grass, so I'm not even going to talk about it. So that's it for the tennis scene. All glory goes to the Lord, because without these gifts and ability he has given me, none of this would be possible. How did that get there? But if you're liking this video so far, make sure to subscribe. Finally, for the most popular Wii Sports Resort game by far, we got Island Flyover. This game lets you take a plane and fly over the whole resort, letting you see all the efforts made in the entire scene. It also gives you an option to fly at different times of the day, which is cool too. So I imported a plane model and then absolutely vandalized it so it can float in water. Then I gave this docking station a makeover and sat our me down inside of our plane. But he's looking a little boring out here. Let me give him some goggles and this hat, which I actually stole from this Mario. Sorry, Mario. And that looks good, but I added some extra details I missed in the island, like the blimp and the windmills. And one thing I didn't mention when I created the island was the trees. Normally I try to find workarounds for trees because it is hard to find good tree models on the internet. So I finally decided to spend a little bit of money, and by little, I mean 90 bucks. I got an add-on called Forestation, which allows you to import high quality trees into your scene easily, and it also has a feature where you can import the same trees with lower detail. Because I only have so much computing power, and the way the prices of computers are getting, I'm not getting one of those. So my computer's just gonna need all the help it can get. But the coolest feature about this is how you can import the same tree with whatever season of the year you want. I can make these trees like if it was fall or winter. It's so cool. Not sponsored, by the way. But without further ado, this scene is finished, so glory be to God. Let's see the final render. I think these scenes turned out great. If you like this video, make sure to leave a like and let me know if there's anything you would want to see me make next. I'm interested in what you guys have to say, so thanks for watching, subscribe, goodbye.